How's it going, everybody? Adam Deforge back with you. Week 3 public speaking. Today I'm doing an instructional video on how to shoot and load a crossbow. So this is my crossbow, Carbon Express. I use this every year when I go hunting. I enjoy archery. This isn't a regular bow, I guess you can say. This is a crossbow. It kind of shoots like a gun. Has the butt of the crossbow here and a pistol grip. This bow is nice because it does have a pistol grip, kind of like a regular handgun. And then it also has a stabilizer right here that you can bend up or down and use it to anchor your other hand for stability. This is the front of the crossbow and the scope. The scope has night vision on it, and it also has different settings that you can zoom in or you can zoom out further. This is a practice arrow that I will be loading later today when I shoot it into a practice target outside. This right here is a set of cables that draw the bow back. So it actually cocks the bow. So when you go to load it, it can actually pull this back, because as you can see with my hands, I can't pull it back. So I need to have a mechanism like this, a jawstring to pull it back. And also, I have a rangefinder, because this is a handy little thing when you're sitting up in a stand, or if you're sitting in a blind and a deer comes out in a field, or comes out of the woods or into the woods. Either way, you can actually take this and put it up to your eye and range find how far it's going to be for where you shoot. Because what it is with a bow, unlike a gun, you got to really know how far you're shooting, because there's different levels on the scope that tell you 20 yards, 30 yards, 40 yards, 50 yards. And normally with a crossbow, you know, it varies on every hunter and what you feel comfortable with shooting at. But normally myself, I feel very comfortable shooting 20 yards away, 30 yards away. 40 yards is pushing it a little bit, even though this bow right here is powerful enough. I've been able to sight it in at about 70, 80 yards and still shoot bullseyes. So what I'm going to do now is show you how to cock the bow and load it. So if you can, just follow me over here. So what I do is I put this down like this. It also has this in the front of it as a stabilizer. So you pull it down like that, and you take your wires and you run it through here. These cables has a nice little notch in here. And what you do is you attach these cables to that jawstring, the pullback string. And what you do is you just pull up until you hear a click. And when you hear that click, that means that your bow is cocked. So going back to the table, as you can see, the bow is officially cocked right here. And if I turn it around, you'll see right here it says fire and it says safety. See how the pin is back at safety? That means that even though the bow is cocked, if I load it with an arrow and pull the trigger, it won't fire. So then what you want to do is you want to take your arrow and see how there's two fletchings that are the same color and one that's a different color. The fletching that's a different color, you want to make sure it's down. And then what you do is you just slide it in, and that means your bow is loaded. So now what we're going to do is we'll take you outside and we'll show you how to shoot. So we're outside. I know we're running short on this week's episode time, but I really wanted to show you how to shoot the bow. So you make sure that the butt of the crossbow is in your shoulder. Excuse the sounds from around. We're outside. And then basically what you want to do is you just want to draw it up. Look at your target down there. I've already range finded that it's about 20 yards. So I'm going to look at the first line on the top of the scope, and then when I'm ready to fire, I'm going to click it to fire, and then I'm going to aim, and I'm going to let it rip. All right, thanks for joining. Adam Deforge. This was how to properly load and shoot a crossbow. Safe hunting this season. Thank you for